Evil is that which is immoral that one does to another, usually actively, but it can also be passive. Evil can be anything that is naturally immoral, such as stealing, murder, and fraud, but can also be things like turning a blind eye or staying silent to injustice. The idea that you can rationalize away immorality is Satan. A bold statement, I know, but hear me out.
What about these farts? They're pure evil. You dumb pig.
Don't worry about him. The Hawks won, didn't they? I know, right? What a birthday. We could go into a long discussion about what it means to be evil, but I want to discuss the bold statement made at the start of this video. Satan is an interesting creature. He appears in the Bible quite a bit and has a fascinating story. He's a bit of a prat actually. You sometimes feel bad for him, but in the end, you're glad he's gone. He does ultimately lose, which is good news for the rest of us, but not before he engulfs entire nations in flames. I'll give you the rundown. Satan started out wise and right about stuff. He knew it all and had all the answers. However, this made him prideful and just a little bit full of himself. He started to think he could operate without God. He thought he could do a better job.
Wowee! Imagine thinking that! I mean, God made you, you muppet!
Well said, Short Bus. So Satan rebelled against God, and as I'm sure you already know, old Satan was wrong. Things didn't quite work out the way he planned. God forgave Satan, but he had to kick him out of heaven anyway to teach him a lesson. So God said,
"On your bike!"
and he was on his own. But Satan vowed to fight back and take back what was rightfully his. You see, Satan is the highest angel fallen from heaven, and the highest angel is our intellect and our rationality. It is our consciousness and our ability to communicate ideas and knowledge. It is our ability to rationalize ourselves above nature, above God. Then, when we do fall foul of natural law, we rationalize ourselves above it and thus fall. Our rationality brings great good, but our ability to deceive can bring about great evil. When you rationalize evil, or worse, you rationalize evil for unearned self-gain, you are playing the character of Satan. That's your archetype. That's the character you are embodying at that moment in time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of Rational Satan. Art and popular culture often depict Satan as a horned beast with goat legs and red skin who tempts the weak with riches and power. He turns up with his pitchfork to offer worldly possessions in exchange for their immortal souls. Medieval people were fascinated and frightened half to death of the being deemed to be the opposite of Christ. If Christ is the truth and Satan is the opposite of the truth, that means Satan is lies and deception. He has a long and fascinating history that we could certainly delve into, but I want to discuss the character himself as depicted in the Bible. After all, this is where the concept of Satan comes from. Now remember, Satan wasn't so bad at the start. He helped us find food, he helped us get chicks, he helped those chicks raise the babies. He was a pretty smart bloke, and things were pretty good for a while. He did what he needed to in order to please God, and that meant he grew stronger and smarter.
Just don't lie, kiddo. Always tell the truth.
Like, sure thing, Dad. But it wasn't enough. He wanted more. He wanted to rule as God ruled. You see, Satan was a really smart bloke. He could say things and get what he wanted, but didn't really deserve. He could certainly spin a tale. He knew his stories weren't true, but they still made him look great, and that made Satan feel powerful.
You don't need God. He doesn't even like you. He gives so much to some, but absolutely nothing to others.
Yeah,
Satan's
totally right.
What good have it done for us?
Exactly. The aqueduct? Bad jokes, terrible.
God told Satan not to lie, but he didn't care. He lied anyway, because it gave him power, and power felt fantastic. What did God know anyway? Not everyone was convinced by Satan's lies, but he had enough believers that it didn't matter. He told his stories and his disciples lapped it up. They worshipped him.
Why'd you have to nail all those douchebags, girls? Couldn't you have just picked the good ones?
Hey, you're interrupting, thank you.
Oh yeah!
Anyway, Satan was doing pretty well, for a time. He had enough followers that he could sit around and do sweet stuff all, while they did all the hard work. He just sat there like an old giant doing nothing but spin tales of his own greatness. Soon the others started to notice he wasn't doing much. They were all working really hard, while he got all the good stuff. They got together and decided to call him out on it.
Hey, Satan, mate, why aren't you working? Why are we doing all the hard work? Didn't you know?
He said.
I am all-knowing and all-powerful. There is nothing I cannot see.
You didn't see that coming, you dumbass. I call bullshit.
Oh yeah, bullshit. Absolute bullcrap.
And Satan came crashing down to earth, as did his followers.
I told you not to lie, you idiot. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
God said not to lie, but Satan had lied, and they had believed his lies. They had put themselves above God, and they would now all pay the price for their rebellion.
You're a dickhead, Satan. Look what you did.
Oh, don't be fooled. God has just proven he does not love you. We can rise up again and take back what God stole from us.
Follow me and I will take you back to the heights of heaven. Our own heaven on earth.
Wow, that's a really good point, mate. God's oppressing me.
Yeah, me too. Down with the triarchy.
Yes, most definitely down with them too.
Yeah, Satan's so smart.
Guy. Satan is still with us today. He can serve us in some ways. He teaches us. We use him to learn. He is a liar, and we can't ever forget that. And he does appear in many ways, and has appeared in many ways throughout history.
Alright, cunts. They made that stuff, but they don't deserve it. Let's take it and kill the blokes and reap the rewards. We'll eat for weeks.
Yeah, wow, what a bloke that Satan is. Yeah, what an absolute gun.
Alright, you meat sacks. Go kill those hairy cunts and take their stuff. It will be glorious. You deserve it. Off you go. English women. I will bring all the hot ones back to Norway. Let's go get them and bang their women. Wah, wah, wah. It'll be so funny. Ha, 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 ha.
I swear, they took it.
It's not real socialism, I swear, amigo.
Racist, sexist, fascist.
Oh, we do it too.
You all do it, you muppets.
Hey, why are we censored?
Good question, mate. You can view Satan in the traditional sense as an evil, independent spiritual being, or you can view him as an archetypal character common across human psychological experience. It doesn't matter, because the results of immoral behaviour are real. It creates hell on earth. Satan comes in many forms, and many people still listen to his lies. Everyone knows stealing is evil, but Satan uses his words to manipulate them into thinking it's okay. It doesn't matter who does it or why. Stealing is always wrong. I've stolen things in the past, small things, but small things are still things. They weren't mine. I wish I hadn't, but it's true. We've all done things we regret. God is there to forgive those who desire forgiveness. Satan is there for people who wish to justify their actions. It's true that there are varying degrees of immorality. Stealing and murder are different after all, and your choices matter, as does the question of choice. We all have free will. You can be good or you can be bad. Either way, what happens in your life will mostly result from your choices. That means we can choose to be good people, we can choose to tell the truth, we can choose to do what's best for our families and our community as well as ourselves. Yes, there will be tragedy, but even in tragedy there will always be God. Whether you define God as the creator of the universe, the Father in heaven, or just the highest possible ideal is irrelevant. You see, Satan might be our intellect fallen from heaven, but we have other angels to guide us, like our reason, like our desire to find the truth, and like true love. Don't let Satan rule your life. Turn to God, even if you don't believe there is one.
What do you reckon, Nix? Yeah, me too.
Central banking is a key part of a modern economy.
Piss off, you dickhead!